morning.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Hi, I am Mayuri, and we have Sameer Pathak with us. And Sameer is a sportsman himself, and he has got his dream job in Mahindra, which is closely related to sports. He'll tell us more about what he has done and all of that. That is the session all about. But why this session today? If you ask us, it's only and only because today is World Dreams Day. क्या आपको पता था कि there is something called as World Dreams Day? I personally wasn't aware of that, and now since I know it, I personally think that it is something which is really very a thoughtful initiative, and I think all of us have dreams. I would like to talk to Sameer more about this, but I believe that सिर्फ dreams होना is not important. How we pursue our dreams, how we perceive our dreams is what is more important, and that makes one a dreamer. So, Sameer, please, can you just tell us more about yourself? And you are, the guest today because you yourself have pursued your dreams, and you are one of the best dreamers that we have, I guess.
Thank you, Mayuri. Thank you for having me. Great to be here. I didn't even hear about World Dreams Day, but I think they should teach that in school amongst the other days, because it gives you the anchor that things do come true, and celebrate people who actually have had a chance to pursue their dreams. Achievement of dreams is just one part of the journey, just pursuing. And I don't think I've achieved my dream yet, but yes, I am on my way. I'm at it. I love sports. I've pursued it with, तो कहते हैं ना, शिद्दत से pursue किया है, और उसका फल भी मिला है, and I'm enjoying. And currently I'm with Tech Mahindra Sports Tech team, where I'm leading their global chess league. Right now, a lot of it under wraps, so I can't talk about it. But yeah, I'm living my dreams, so to speak, and having fun.
Okay, so if I ask you, what is a dream for you? क्या सबको सपने देखने चाहिए?
बिल्कुल सपने देखने चाहिए, otherwise life में मजा कहाँ से आएगा आपको? How will you have fun in life if there are no dreams to pursue, or they don't necessarily have to be professional in nature? My dream for sports never began, or working in sports never became like that. It was always about enjoying sports. My childhood friends, growing up in a very small town places where there's nothing much to do apart from playing. And that got me hooked. And playing the next day, playing more, playing with the society next to your society, playing matches with them kept me awake, wanting to win those matches. I didn't even get selected in my society team several times. And even then, to dream of कि मैं अपनी society team में आ जाऊंगा, and so things like that is where it all starts. So I don't think one should be obsessed from the matter that my dream has to turn into professional, because there are a lot of other things that go into making it professional. But if it is possible, and if you take, there is some give and some take, but if you pursue, and if you're willing to make the sacrifices that are needed to do in any kind of profession, I think whatever you dream of, in most part, in half, in full measure, it will come true. And that's the fun part of it. Having dream come true is not the only good thing. Pursuing the dream is more fun actually than just achieving the dream.
Okay, so Sameer, मैं बहुत सारे bios देखती हूँ. If you go on social media, lots of people have started calling themselves dreamers, or you see many introductions. Almost everybody says, "Oh, I'm a dreamer, I'm a traveler," and this and that. So what exactly and who exactly would you categorize under the category of a dreamer, or do you believe that everybody is a dreamer?
See, everybody is a dreamer. Most people. Let us break down a dream. What I know of dream, a little bit that I know, is what you think about and what you want to pursue in a way manifests itself in a dream in the night. Dream is not independent of your life. In some way, dream is a manifestation of your inner feelings or your external doings. It's a manifestation. So dream is not divorced from reality. Dream is not divorced from life. So everybody is a dreamer, because everybody does something in their life, wants something in their life. Some dream of a car, some dream of a good life, some dream of travel, some dream of great achievement in professional sphere. Everybody is a dreamer. What
Right.
people write in profiles, the fun is when you talk to people during interviews and you go at, you scratch that surface a little bit, is when the real stuff comes out. Is your dream just a dream, or is it a dream
Right.
that you worked on? It's either, it's good either ways, but especially when it's in profiles, I like to dig deeper and find out, okay, it is your dream. You look
Right.
like an educated young man or a woman. What have you done for your dream? And that tells you a lot more about a person. When they tell you about how they have pursued their dream or not pursued their dream, or pursued and failed at it, all stories are interesting. So yeah.
Right. So we talk more about this. But Sameer, you being in the corporate world, I would like to know, how does the corporate world, perceive dreamers? Is it really a quality or a demerit to be a dreamer in the corporate world?
I think the manifestations of the organizations that we see today, the large ones, from Apple to Google to the Mahindra cars that is an end result of a dream. Somebody dreamt it, and somebody then pursued those dreams. So I wouldn't say that dreams are not respected or valued in a corporate environment. If you look at all the good stuff, I'm not talking great, good stuff that you see around, everything was dreamed. All great brands were all dreams at some point of time. Our own Indian brands, from Juice to Oyo, they're all dreams. They were all dreams at some point of time, and now those things have come to life. So dreamers are definitely valued. Now, one has to understand the role that you're in. Sometimes may not be the right place for you to have the kind of dreams that you have. Maybe you need to change that. Right. But I would be hard pressed to believe that dreams are not important. Dreams are extremely important. It's the setting in which you explain. Dreams by themselves are not important. Dreams once you wake up from the dream and you create the action plan is when they become important. And how does it fit into the overall? Because in an organization, you're not the only one. There are other people also that work with you. So how does it all gel well together? Yes, but in short, the organizations in the world, or the best organizations of the world, have the best dreamers.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, that's a beautiful perspective, because even I was just reading something the other day, or in my psychology studies as well. Every experiment that was done is because there was a dream, and there was there was a belief in that dream or that faith, and that's how we've reached till where we have. So thank you so much for that perspective. And if we talk about yourself as a sports person, because that was your dream, as you said. So so did you ever dream of becoming a sports person, or agar aap sports person nahi bane, so was there like a heartbreak because of that?
I don't think there is a single child who plays any sport who has not dreamt of becoming a professional sports person. If you're a basketball, hopefully you have dreamt of becoming a LeBron James. If you're a cricketer, hopefully you're becoming, like my generation is Sachin Tendulkar, this generation Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. So I hope everybody, especially young kids and the young people are watching, if you have dreamt of being a sports person, I hope you have dreamt of being a sportsman of the highest order, and not. So yes, I did dream of becoming a sports person. I did go out for Ranji trials, Ranji Trophy cricket trials once, and I realized the gap between me and them. And unfortunately, I did not pursue it in the manner which I should have pursued it. That's a lesson in life. Let's say I was sidetracked by studies. I went to do the usual rigmarole of 10th standard, 12th standard, engineering, MBA, that track. Looking back, I did not leave my passion for sport. I carried it with me. So in some ways or the other, it started becoming real. I went to US to study. I helped start cricket at a formal intramural cricket level at my university in the US, and 20 years back. And when I came back, I traveled. I started traveling for sports. So some way or the other, I retained that, and my dream changed from becoming a professional sports person to enjoying sports, to then
Right.
finding opportunities within sports to work and live vicariously through that. And I've done that as well. So as long as you're willing to work, as long as you're willing to not let go of dream where reality of life takes over, I think you will find your way.
Okay, so when I talk about this, and I'm happy to know about your journey. When we talk about dreams, we get so many of these messages, on social media, on our WhatsApp, everywhere, where dreams टूटने के इतने सारे messages होते हैं, या a few messages where we are encouraged to dream. So all of these messages remind me, oh my God, there were so many of dreams, mine, maybe my friends, acquaintances, which were shattered not because we didn't want to pursue it, but because आजू बाजू के लोग, आसपास के जो लोग हैं, उन सब ने कहा कि अरे ये क्या देख रहे हो, these are not practical dreams, so dreams में भी practicality ढूंढी जाती है. And now things are thankfully changing, but I think if you talk about a few years ago, or even in small towns now, what would you suggest? Is it really something that one should be practical about? Is dream something that you should keep in your box?
I don't want to give you an answer which is more like a Baba Lok type of answer where
Right.
सब ऐसा सोचो, सब ऐसा dream करो, सब पूरा हो जाएगा. No, that's not reality. When you're younger, I believe you should dream as wild as you can. But as you grow older, you need to be able to, if you want to pursue with your dreams, seeing a dream is not in your control. You get sensory things that, okay, you're dreaming. I'm not talking about dreaming with your eyes closed, also dreaming with your eyes open. You may not have any control over it. But eventually, as you grow older, you have to understand that dreams will remain dreams till you actually are willing to make the right sacrifices, willing to make the right efforts, putting the right resources together, doing what it takes, because dreaming is definitely not enough. Definitely not. But once you realize which is that field that you want to be part of, what is the thing that you want to do, that is your dream, and you've sifted through all of it and found that 1, 2, or 3 things that you would like to pursue, and as you grow older, maybe that one thing you want to pursue, then you go after it and do what it takes to reach there. You will always have people who are around you who will tell you, who are naysayers, who will tell you, मैं कह रहा था, I used to speak, लोग क्या कहेंगे, लोग क्या बोलेंगे. वो बोलेंगे, आपका पेरेंट्स का आपका ड्रीम समझना सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है, उससे ज्यादा और कोई जरूरी नहीं है. और वो ओवरनाइट, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट पेरेंट्स आर आल्सो सोशली कंडीशन्ड. इट्स नॉट देयर फॉल्ट. So it is also part of getting your dream accomplished is educating your parents and showing them the life, what is possible, and things like that. So if you see, if you take Sania Mirza's example or PV Sindhu's example, you see the role their parents have played, and because they understood. So yes, it is very important in today's our Indian society that parents also understand. For that, the kid or the young guy or the young person need not lose hope at the first no or a hard no, because parents are only wishing the best for their kids, but they also need to be, because their thinking also stems usually from 20-30 years back. Like when I was growing up, engineering and medicine were the only 2 things in life. I ended up doing engineering, and then it was MBA. I did engineering plus MBA. But nowadays, you don't need any of this, because most of the, if you look at a lot of engineers, they're not doing anything closely resembling engineering, including me.
Absolutely.
So it is very important that part of your, once you have decided this is what I want to pursue, this is what I dream of, this is what I pursue, getting the right stakeholders involved. It could be a teacher, it could be a coach, it could be a parents, it could be an elder brother, younger sister, elder sister, whoever your well-wishers are, getting them on the same page. It is your responsibility. And yes, you will find pushback, but don't think of pushbacks as barriers.
Absolutely.
This is part of going up.
So your conviction is much more important, and then if you're convinced, it is your job to convince the rest of people around you. And
be smart about it, by the way. Don't just take things head on. Be smart about it.
Yeah, that's right. So as for that, you also mean that there are stages to dreams. So when you're 20, you can dream about the world, but you have to get practical slowly and gradually about the real world. And can you tell us about your stages? How did things happen for you?
Yeah, so young age, Sachin Tendulkar was God, is God, will remain God. Wanted to be a cricketer like him. Didn't obviously realize very early. And then social conditioning took over, did my 10th, 12th, engineering. But I always enjoyed sport. So I said, okay, what can I do to bring more of it? And especially cricket, because I missed cricket in the US. So what can I do more? So that got me started. Okay, let me help. We used to play cricket, but then we slightly helped formalize it. Then I understood, well, this is very interesting. Came back to
Right.
India, worked. I started doing, I started working for Times of India Group. There was no sports involved in that. I was doing what I had studied. I did masters in e-business. I was working on a dot-com business. I was doing what I was professionally trained to do, what everybody does. But that thing was at back of my mind that I want to remain attached to sports. And that again, I didn't let it go because, and people will tell you at different stages of life. Now that you are out of college, forget all of this, do this. Now that you're in a job, don't, out of this, don't do this. Now that you're married, forget it. Now that you have kids, forget it. You don't have to. You have to be practical about it. But in my stage, what has happened was that I went to Pakistan in 2003 to watch the India-Pakistan series. When again in 2005, it got me hooked. And then I decided that I want to do this one travel every year to watch sports, which got me further networked into sports, because I started meeting like-minded fans like me, who are very
Nice.
passionate about the sport but doing something else in life. I also worked with a news network, CNBC and CNN IBN. Again, then it started, shaping up that I started proposing things related to sports within my work. Then slowly and slowly, that thing which was outside my professional purview started to percolate inside, which is when I joined Coca-Cola in 2010. And slowly, more and more opportunities I got. My dreams, not my aspirations / dreams started changing, and I said, okay, there is an opportunity. See, sports ecosystem then wasn't developed. There was the only few cricketers ever made money in sports. There were 2-3 new TV, sports channels. That is the only professional ecosystem that there was. And now,
Right.
as it move along, there are good agencies, there are more teams. IPL started, and a sport ecosystem has progressed. So because things around were changing, my dreams also started changing. So, okay, can I spend more and more time working on sports? Can I do more? And one thing led to
Right.
the other, and that's how I didn't leave it. So I continue to pursue, and that's what it is.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you went to Pakistan in 2003.
Three.
I think I see some sports pictures as well in your background. Is that also a part of your dream?
Yes. This is all my sports memorabilia collection, part of my collection. So one of the things I started doing early on was, uh, um, newspaper covers tend to represent history in a very beautiful way. So I started collecting newspaper covers of famous Indian sports days, from
Uh-huh.
retirement of Mr. Saurav Ganguly to Mr. Anil Kumble, Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar's all major occasions, from 100 centuries to breaking the world record to retirement, all of that. And uh, there's this Tom Hanks movie where he's stuck at the airport called The Terminal. I
Yes.
don't know if you've seen that. In that movie,
Yes.
in the end, they realize he tells you why he's doing it. He does it because his father had and he wanted to get the autograph. So I picked it up from there, and now I collect all sports memorabilia of famous occasions and then get them autographed by those people who are featured. So this one is autographed by Sachin Tendulkar, and so is this. I have a few others with Mr. Saurav Ganguly when he retired. His autograph on his retirement newspaper 7 years after he retired. Now I've got all the
Wow.
Olympic champions who have come, who's made us all proud. I've kept their newspaper covers from their victory, and whenever I get to meet them over the next year, 5 years, 10 years, whenever, it doesn't matter. So it's a
Excellent.
manifestation. And I
All
have other
right. Good.
memorabilia as well all over my room. So,
I'm sure you must be having an excellent collection of pictures, and that is going to be even more valuable and precious maybe a few years down the line. So all the best to you. I'm so happy to see a real dreamer and these are small little things that maybe didn't matter a few years ago to anyone, but right now it's beautiful. I'm sure when it becomes a big collection.
It's my own small world. I don't know how many people value this world, but I spend a lot of time in this room, and I've got ticket stubs from all the matches that I go. I frame them and I keep them in my room. So it's my own world. I wallow in it. I love it. It inspires me to do more, and reminds me of all the good times. And what it's like living in a dream. It's surrounded by all of this. So.
Now, your dream was sports. You wanted to be a sportsman yourself. Due to circumstances or due to your journey of your life, whatever it was decided, destined, whatever, you went into a different field which is closely associated with sports, thankfully, right now. But do you still pursue sports as a sportsman? Do you play?
Yeah, I do play. I play whenever I get a chance. I play cricket with my son, and my daughter also plays a little bit. I have twins, I play badminton for fitness. That's the sport that I pick. And since lockdown began, I've started doing my running / fast walking, which I haven't missed for 392 days. So even if there was lockdown outside, I would walk in the house. But I haven't let go. So yeah, I play, and whenever I get an opportunity, I used to play for my cricket team. I just need an opportunity to play. So it doesn't matter how well I play. I play anything.
I am also told you being modest right now, so let me say it myself. I wanted you to speak about it. I see you being modest right now. So I am told that you wake up at 4:30 in the morning to pursue this dream of yours. Is that true?
Okay, so I can wake up at 4:30 in the morning to actually watch a cricket match. I go to sleep at 4:30 in the morning.
That's another thing altogether.
Yeah, so it's Akshay Kumar in Canada version.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
The
only person that I know who wakes up at 4:30 in the morning for exercising is Akshay Kumar, and the second person is you now.
No, okay. So let me correct that. I sleep actually quite late. I sleep at 4:30 sometimes, or if I'm engrossed in something, I'm writing something. I write sometimes. I write columns. Sometimes watching a match. It could be late night basketball match or an American football match, and I'm watching. And then things like that. So yeah, but if the only reason I would only two reasons why I will wake up ever early morning is a flight and a cricket match. So or to play or to miss. So yeah, but I enjoy my life in my bubble, small bubble.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So the thing that I tell my kids always is be a dreamer, because dreams are the only way where you can reach maybe the sun, moon, angels, wherever you want to be. And this is their age right now where they can dream of anything. Do you think कि ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिन्होंने सपने देखे, especially in sportsmen, and they could achieve what they actually dreamt of, which was impossible for the rest of the world?
Yes. See what Neeraj Chopra achieved and what all our amazing ladies have achieved and all the athletes have achieved is phenomenal. But let me take you back a little bit. Unfortunately, in this country, we only celebrate highest level of achievement, highest level. Otherwise, it tends to be, I'm now speaking about all those who came 4th or 6th or in rowing 20s or 30s, whatever. See, if you're pursuing something, I think you need to be absolutely focused, and all our athletes are. And I would recommend everybody who's wanting to be a professional sportsman, to be a sports person, to be actually absolutely focused. But I think there are two things one need to do. I think one need to find a good mentor in your sport, and not just the coach. I think the mental side is also very important. And second is somebody that should be there to look after you from rest of the stuff, because a sports person gets too deep in it. And a lot of these people come from small towns and they don't have the kind of exposure of the opportunities and things like that. Now in US, if you see, they have a very good structure. It's called the NCAA, National Collegiate Association, where students who are young as 9, 10, 11, 12 are scouted by colleges to come and play for the college teams. What happens is they have about 3,000 colleges. hundreds of colleges have these teams. They offer scholarships to good students, to students who play very well a particular kind of sport, and these children represent as the colleges as college athletes. If you see a lot of movies on even school sports has become very big. But what it does is, the important thing is not that did you eventually end up in an NBA or an NFL or an NHL. The important part is that you get an education from a very good college, and the education prepares you for life beyond your playing days. So it could be an accounting job. It could be anything else, but there has to be somebody who's looking after you for that interest as well, because you may not be focused right now, but eventually at some point of time you may need that focus, and if somebody is there to look after you, that will help you. That I believe these two things. One is a mentor who helps you with the mental side of things, and helps you drive apart from coach, and the other one is a well-wisher who's looking after your. So while we hear about the great Sania Mirza and her parents and things like that, there are a lot of others who did not even make it to the Sania Mirza level, but they had their well-wishers who were looking after their interest when things did not go right. What this does, and the reason I'm telling you is not to discourage anyone. The reason I'm telling you is this gives them comfort and support to even achieve higher. That there is somebody looking after me. Koi baat nahi. I am going to go all out, and I'm going to try to be the best in the world. By the way, I have people who are looking out for me, who are looking out for my best interest, just in case injuries screws up my career and things like that. So I think, Hillary Clinton had a very famous book. I love the title of it. It says, "It takes a village to raise a child." And if you look at any elite sports person, and you look back at their history, you see MS Dhoni's movie. It's almost like a whole village raised in MS Dhoni. So it's really important for your people around you. That's why when we spoke earlier, get everybody clued in on what you're looking at, dreams, and you may have detractors, but I think eventually it's their support as well that will help you rise.
Okay, so Sameer, we are Bollywood-run country, so we have dreams, and we grow up with dreams. We grow up with Bollywood type of dreams, romantic dreams. We grow up with how our partner should be, how we should be, going around in the trees and singing songs. Now I believe the age 20s is really a very crucial age where you have to pursue money, you have to pursue your stability, your career, you have your Bollywood dreams, as I said. So what would you suggest? How does one balance all of this, and what is it that one should pursue the first? What should one select, or what did you select first?
I selected career. So I had come back from US and I tried something of my own, didn't work. But for me, it was that there is an opportunity and I want to make my mark. And I thought the way I will make my mark is through doing well at work, whatever be that mark. If I'm not talking about, on the front page of Economic Times, but whatever be the mark, I will make my name through career. A lot of other people I know would have done, okay, I would make my mark through social work. Make my work through my hobby, which is painting, and while I may pursue professionally something, I'll paint. So people can pursue. See, in the 20s, those are your formative years.
Right.
But they are not your, don't ever think, and which is one mistake. And I was asked a very interesting question sometime back. I said, what will you tell yourself when having learned what you've learned, looking back at 20s, what will you tell yourself? From that lens, I like to say something. See, I pursued my career with all honesty, but one shouldn't believe that what you do in your 20s is the only thing you can do all your life. You should do whatever you're doing with the best intentions and the pursuits. But remember, now with the world opening up, as long as you're willing to make the right sacrifices, the sacrifice could be you may not be living with your family. Sacrifice could be you may not make as much money. Sacrifice could be you may not work for a brand. Sacrifice could be that you will have to do things for half of the job, things that you may not like. Sacrifice could come in various ways. But as long as you're willing to make those sacrifices, or willing to make, let us put a positive spin on it. As long as you're willing to make hard choices, there will be a place for you and your dreams.
All right. So, I think before we start our rapid fire with you, there is a last question. What would you say are dreams closer? Is sports closer to dreams? Does it bring you? How does it affect your career, your personal, professional life, and all of that?
I think there is a whole body of science on how sports affects work and careers and things like that. And all these top cricketers, especially if you ever get a chance to hear Steve Waugh and some of those guys to hear, they are brilliant when they tell you how sports is linked to professional career growth. See, you learn a lot in sports. In a team sport, you learn teamwork. You learn how to work in a team under pressure. How do you analyze failure? Day on day failure, day on day success. How do you become better? Those straight lessons. You learn humility that there is somebody always going to be better than you. You learn self-criticism, because if you don't figure out how are you tapping the ball, looking at the ball and it's nicking your bat again and again, if you don't figure it out what your fault is, you'll never get past it. So being self-critical. So there is so many personal things that a sport, if you actually put your mind, that you can take with you in your career, whichever the career could be dance, the career could be a teacher, career could be an anchor. But, and the second is working in a team. When I was growing up, my dad, I think, taught me this, a very beautiful thing. He says, if you want to test manners, bring somebody to a dining table. If you want to test character, bring them to a sports field. Because in sports field, when do you give up? How hard do you try? It doesn't matter who the competition is. It will tell you the character of a person and a character of a team and a character of a leader.
That is so nice. Actually, it is such a beautiful quote. I think I'll try and remember this too. Thank you for sharing that, Sameer. All right, so let's start with the rapid fire.
Sure, let's go.
Yeah. So your favorite sports person?
Sachin Tendulkar, 1 to 100.
And present? He's retired now.
Roger Federer.
All right. Okay.
I
great.
love excellence. He is epitome of excellence. So
I can imagine. And grace.
And grace, yes.
So your favorite memory related to sports?
Favorite memory related to sports? Me traveling to Pakistan alone to watch a cricket match, and I was in the stadium. I was one of the very few Indians inside my stand, and I had a whistle, and I brought the house down. So that's my favorite memory.
Excellent, excellent. Any reasons? 3 reasons, if you can point out why people should play sports.
It makes you a better person. It makes you fitter, and it will tell you more about yourself than anything else.
Okay. And what would you associate with sports? If you can say 3 words.
3 words. Sports is honor, discipline, and there's lots of honor, discipline, and a winning mindset.
Beautiful. Excellent. What is competition for you? Does sports also make you competitive, and is it good or bad?
It does make you competitive in more ways than one. It makes you compete with yourself. I think that is by far the most important one. It makes you compete along with the team. That's the other one. How do you as a team become more competitive? And third, it helps you respect competition. It's very important to respect competition if you want to beat them. So all 3.
Okay. Most embarrassing moment?
So I had gone to watch the 2007 Cricket World Cup in West Indies. And when India lost the match, very embarrassingly to Bangladesh, I had come out earlier and I was crying because I couldn't bear it. I had saved money for 4 years to travel to West Indies, and there was a cameraman who just captured me and they showed me live. And I just got married, and my entire family and everyone around the world saw it. The worst part of it was that was pre-Facebook era, but that clip eventually appeared in the movie Sachin. And that whole thing started again, where all my current friends got to see that thing again. So I eventually had to write a blog on it, how I ended up in the movie Sachin, to tell them the whole story. Otherwise it was, but now I enjoy telling that story. But when it came out in the movie, when it happened, and then when it came out in the movie Sachin, it was pretty embarrassing. But now I'm okay with it.
I think that was that's something that should make you proud as well. That you're such a good fan that you feel so associated with that sport. So any proud moments?
Several actually.
Yeah.
India winning with regards to sports, being able to put cricket on the official university intramural sport level was definitely, can't think, everybody said US mein cricket bhul jayega, but I was not, I was able to turn it around. That definitely is one. Two, I was part of the FIFA trophy tour. That I won't forget the whole excitement. The 2011 India winning World Cup, I remember what I did, and that is the second most embarrassing thing I've ever done. Once India won the World Cup, just I couldn't control myself, and my pilgrimage actually is to see all the major sporting events of the world. So
Okay.
I have a whole list. So I'm doing one by one over the years. I'm ticking boxes off, and I have lots and lots of memories and stories of meeting players, telling them how I have been their fans, and I think last thing is I the when I played cricket with my son, and he started hitting me out, when I started bowling him and he started hitting me, and that was all during lockdown. I think that really, my passion has started seeping into him, and I was just,
I am
over the
sure.
moon. And my daughter started playing cricket after that. So there you go. So.
Okay. So if I take cricket out of your life, what remains? 3 words.
Cricket out of my life, movies. I love watching movies. My family. There's, I'm an ordinary Indian guy. So movies. The only distinctive part is sports, and obviously my friends and my profession. So yeah.
Okay.
I've dialed up my quotient of sports, so it impacts my friendships, it impacts everything else. So even my holidays are planned around sporting events.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if given a chance, which sport would you like to play professionally?
If given a chance, definitely cricket. But I've started seeing there's a lot of money in golf and tennis. So these three. But I think if I go back, I think if I turn my life back, I think I would have done well at badminton more than I would have done well at any other sport, because I was reasonably okay. But
Nice.
I never pursued it because cricket was always top of my mind.
Okay, great. So any word for the viewers that we have today?
Sure. It's one of those lines that you keep good morning messages mein jo aati hain. I can't stress the importance of it, but I will still say it is, you should dream, but then you should wake up and work for your dream.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sameer, for sharing your dreams, sharing the ones which you could not maybe pursue as much as you wanted, and still you're reaching your dreams and you're living your beautiful dream life. Congratulations for that, and congratulations for your new job as well that you have just begun. So I'm sure your sports. Your love for the sports and your sports journey is definitely going to bring in lots of positivity into your new job as well. So this talk was actually, we are here together because of Anubhuti from the Impresario Global. So let us talk about Anubhuti. Anubhuti is telling us, she actually has a closing quote for us. She says, sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiving, but it depends on you, what place you bet upon. No matter where you are from, your dreams are valid. Go for them like your rear is on fire. That is the only way to live life. Happy Dreams Day, everyone. So this was from Anu, and I completely agree with you, Anu. This is the way to live, and we have seen all of our achievers reach where they are because they one day dreamt, and that the rest of the life they thought of pursuing that dream. Thank you so much, Sameer. It was a wonderful, wonderful moment here talking to you.
Thank you, Mayuri. Thank you, Anubhuti. Thank you, everyone who has helped me dream and helped me achieve my dream.
All the best to you.